Hey guys, Ray with PhoneArena here doing a video review of the HTC Desire C, a new upper low-end Android smartphone by the manufacturer. You know that HTC is not really into the whole low-end stuff, but every once in a while the company does release a more budget-oriented handset like, the Wildfires. And this here, the HTC Desire C, is just one of those rare cases, so let's take a look and see what this little guy has to offer. As far as its design goes, we really like the HTC Desire C because it's somewhat compact. It has this cute design, especially in the black version where we have the contrasting silver framing around the display. On the back we also have this nice red accent here around the camera sensor, and of course this subtle HTC logo here on the back. So although the Desire C does stand out from the crowd, especially in its own budget market segment. As you would expect for such a low-end device, the Desire C is built from plastic. We aren't really big fans of this soft touch coating which HTC has used for the backside, but still it could have been a lot worse, and it's okay to have it in such a budget phone. The screen of the HTC Desire C measures 3.5 inches, has average viewing angles, uses the standard LCD technology, and has a resolution of 320 by 480 pixels. This is the good old HVGA resolution, and as you might expect, pixel density is not really high, so there definitely is some visible jagged edges and overall pixelization going on with the screen, but still it's pretty good for a device in this class. Below the screen of the Desire C there are these three capacitive keys for back home and multitasking. We didn't have any problems with those as far as accidental pressing goes, probably because of the handset's compact size, which allows us to easily reach every corner of its screen without having to cover a lot of the device's front with our hand. So anyways, on the right side of the Desire C we have this volume rocker here which works just fine, and on the top there is the power and lock key which also reacts well to our presses, but pressing it could have been a bit more comfortable because of this edge here, which is for the notch here for removing the back cover, and you actually feel the edge when pressing the key. But anyways, this is more of a minor drawback, and overall we didn't have any troubles when using the HTC Desire C. One of the advantages of the HTC Desire C is that it comes out of the box with Android 4 Ice Cream Sandwich, which puts it in a somewhat better position software-wise compared to most of its competition. On top of this OS version, of course, you have HTC's Sense 4 user interface. However, it's more like Sense Lite here, because some of the fancier transitions and animations, effects, stuff like that, are missing here in the Desire C, but all in all the experience is pretty much the same even without the eye candy. Most of the time the HTC Desire C runs smoothly enough. As you can see right now, there is not much lag, but as you start doing some heavier stuff, and heavier in this case means updating apps, refreshing your Facebook, for example, or installing an app or loading a web page, you will start noticing some significant slowdown with the operation of the Desire C, and that's because it runs on a modest 600 MHz processor. But as we said, most of the time when you don't do any heavier smartphone stuff and just limit yourself to phone calls and stuff like that, you actually enjoy a pretty decent performance. Texting on the HTC Desire C is pretty decent, although due to the smaller for an Android phone screen of 3.5 inches, and the fact that the keyboard is obviously not too well optimized. As you can see, there is almost no space between the individual letter keys here. Typing is okay, but you won't be able to achieve really high speeds with this particular phone. Browsing the web using the built-in stock Android browser with the Desire C is something that you should try to avoid at all costs. Instead, it would be much wiser to install a fast third-party browser like Opera Mobile, for example, which should drastically improve the performance of the browser, because as you can see, this thing is far from responsive. Interestingly, regardless of the 600 MHz processor, the HTC Desire C does support the Adobe Flash Player plugin, so yeah, it won't be pretty, but still, if you just have to access a flash element on a web page, it will be possible with the Desire C. The Desire C has a subpar 5 megapixel camera. This is its interface. Here the settings. It's the same as the other Sense 4 running handsets. Although it's a 5 megapixel sensor, the level of details is very low. It's more like 2 megapixels or something like that. Colors are on the realistic side, but because the details are so few and there is quite a bit of noise plaguing the shots, overall the image quality is very poor. The same, unfortunately, goes for the video capturing as well. Video is recorded at a maximum resolution of 640 by 480. VGA resolution, very low for today's standards, but at least the frame rate is high enough, so the video is watchable, but don't get too excited about it. Although it doesn't come with Beats earphones, the HTC Desire C is a Beats audio phone, so when you plug in your favorite earphones, you'll be able to take advantage of the sound enhancing algorithms of Beats audio. The Desire C can play video of a resolution of up to 800 by 480 pixels. No HD videos playable here, at least with the stock software, but still there is not much point in doing this either, because the resolution of the screen is only 480 by 320 pixels. As a calling device, the HTC Desire C is about average. The earpiece is on the louder side, but it's not so clear, and so is the microphone, which transmits your voice with a decent loudness, but it also transmits over to your callers pretty much any environmental sound that's found around you, so there is absolutely no noise cancellation technology with this handset, and this is definitely easy to hear when using the Desire C for phone calls. With the HTC Desire C, you get what you pay for. It's a low-end Android device, and it won't blow your mind with a very fast processor or a big screen. At the same time, though, although of these compromises with performance, it does deliver in a big way in the design department, considering its low class, of course. It stands out from the crowd, and although it won't really work very well if you try to push it with some heavier stuff, it's actually pretty decent and works pretty well with some basic applications, you know, the simple stuff like making phone calls or messaging, emails, and maybe even a small app here or there, or a game like Angry Birds. For those kinds of scenarios, the HTC Desire C works just fine. This was Ray with a video review of the HTC Desire C. If you'd like to learn more about this handset, please visit us at PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.